Hello. Hello, nail peoples. Oh my gosh, I am making a mess with this thing. Greetings, everybody. Hello. Hello, hello. Hi. Sorry I'm like way late, but it was Rain's graduation day, so we were doing graduate things. So, hi, everybody. So it is June 10th. It is Nails Over Coffee from pouring down rain, Tacoma, Washington. And today we have Eeyore. Mostly just because I love Eeyore. Yes, I will pass along all your congratulations to Rain. So yes, now I am University of Washington class of 2015 and she is University of Washington class of 2016. So yay! Yay! So super cool. Super cool. So let's see, what do I have to talk about nails today? So this week I did a trial. I was curious if there was a difference between dipping systems using regular acrylic powder versus dipping system powder that can be used for liquid and powder too. You know how there's the dipping systems that you can either use the powder for liquid and powder or you can use it for a dipping nail. So I tried doing a CYO gel dipping nail, sprinkle CYO gel with regular colored acrylic powder. And I gotta tell you, it works. It doesn't lift, but it looks horrid. Like it never really fully blends into the gel, at least not the brands that I used. And so like I got way better, way faster results doing it with the New Genesis dipping powder and the Back Scratchers Extreme Glass Glaze system than I did with using an acrylic powder. So I don't know. That was just my first try with that. Hi, Barry. That was just my first try with that. But at the same time, I've done a nail like a dipping system nail from Elegant Glass Nails with their High Shine and their color changing acrylic powder. And that worked great. So I think it might just depend on brand, but just FYI, I mean, it was way, way, way more of a hassle. And so I used to be a big fan of I thought dipping just came out better than pouring over. And that might be true. Yeah. And that might be true with the resin ones, but with using the CYO gel, it definitely works better to sprinkle over, pour over, whatever you want to call it. It definitely works better to do that. Is this going to take a place of a lot of acrylics? You know, what's hilarious is it already is. Dipping systems have been being used, at least here in the States, oh gosh, forever. 15 years, easily. So I don't know that it's gonna like take over. For me, I don't like it in general because I can't sculpt. You have to use a tip. I feel like it's an 80s thing. It seems kind of that way, but I gotta tell you though, it is super fast. I did a fill on Rain. She's wearing CYO gel, except for the weekend nails, the event nails, and that's a little different. But Charlotte says they call them Speedy Acrylic over here, and they have courses for it. Block. Okay. So, but I have to tell you, last night I did a fill on Rain. She's wearing CYO gel with New Genesis powder. And I did a fill on her in the same color powder, so it was really easy. But doing the fill on it I even did one repair with a full, like I had to put a new tip on and all that kind of stuff. And it only took me like 25 minutes and that included one repair and I shortened. So it definitely is something that is a really good express service. Like, I'm not going to lie. I think that, and it's different, you know? as far as using it versus acrylic on just a tip overlay. The cool thing is that I noticed a lot of times when I do an acrylic overlay on a tip, no matter how much I've prepped the tip, you still get some separation of the acrylic at the edge of the tip because the tip flexes and the acrylic doesn't. I haven't, in anybody I've tried it on, I haven't had any of that with my dipping system trials. None of them. Even the one that I did with the acrylic powder, then it didn't work very well. It still didn't chip or lift. Is pouring more hygienic than dipping? Well, yes, of course, that is, I think, the reason for it making the transition to pouring over. Although I have to tell you, I had talked to Doug privately in the past about the fact of there really is relatively little risk from dipping by the time, except for it's dry because you're dipping in the powder. And so generally people don't have an allergic reaction to powder because it's inert. So, it's a low risk of allergy. It's a low risk of cross-contamination because the powder doesn't have water. And with no water, there's no way for microbes to grow. And so it's really kind of minimal risk. To be honest with you, all right, bye, Barry. But with the CYO gel, I've noticed that because it's, okay, so when you're dipping, you've got to make sure that everything's really thin, because if it's any more than like thin, when you dip, you actually end up with a bubble where you pushed what was on the nail as you dipped in the powder. So I've noticed that pouring over is a little more forgiving. And I've also noticed that when you're using CYO gel, if you dip, you're more likely to push the CYO gel up a little bit. Whereas if you pour over, you don't have any of that. So, I think that I will, but dipping is definitely faster. It's definitely faster. So I'm hoping that I can still keep the service time down to 30 minutes, even if I'm pouring over. So, anyway, so I've been doing trials on that this week. I have a client tomorrow that I'm going to do white tips with the clear dipping with the CYO gel, as an express full set service. So I'm going to try that out tomorrow. And then I have one other girl who next week, I think I'm doing, another set. Until I get more colors of powder, I think I'm just going to focus on doing them with clear or pink dipping powder. So it's still strong enough for medium to long tip extensions. Yeah, so far I've done it. I would say I would call them long. I've done them probably a half an inch of free edge up to like 3/4 of an inch of free edge. So they're fairly long. You know, they definitely weren't short, by any stretch of the imagination. And they are super strong, super duper strong. So, I'm adding it to my service menu so what I'm doing is I'm adding a service called Event Nails. Oh, I will tell her congrats. I'm doing a service called Event Nails, and they are designed to be done. I'm going to do those with the Back Scratchers glass glaze system because it soaks off super easily. It is sort of similar to Jelly from Le Chat. Yeah, it's similar. It's cheaper to buy. So I don't know. I also like that I use Top Coat for everybody, the Top Coat from CYO Gel. As I live in Florida and I have such an issue with humidity and lifting. Yeah, they seem to be pretty, I don't know. So because it's like a hybrid nail. And so the other thing I like about the CYO Gel too is that you have manufacturer support. They support the sprinkle over. or dipping or whatever you want to call it. And so that's pretty nice. But I think I'm going to do event nails with the Back Scratchers glass glaze system, because with Back Scratchers, you wash the nails with the Hygienic Elegance and you buff them just a little, and then you lay down a base coat of resin before you even put the tips on. And then you go through and do the rest of the dipping. So there's really almost no damage, even from the tip application, and they soak off really fast. And they can be pretty thin, which I liked. And I'm just going to recommend them for people who are just looking for like a week worth of nails, you know? Because they will break down in water faster than anything else, because it's cyanoacrylate based, which we know breaks down in water. Then I'm doing an express full set and an express fill that I'm going to do using the CYO gel. Saw it on a nail fair, convinced me not. I like the sculpture. Well, that's the thing is that I do too, but not everybody can pay for me, a $75 set of sculptured acrylic nails or sculptured gel nails. And I would like to offer something at lower price points that I can do more quickly, so that I can offer it as an alternative to people who would normally go to a discount salon, but they would rather come to somebody that they know for sure is clean and state board licensed and safe and all that. And so I'm looking at these as, because I am a nail specialist, you know, you might not expect to go to a full service salon and find this range of nail care services, but being a private nail care specialty suite, having something where it goes all the way from my $75 fills or full sets and $55 fills and stuff like that, all the way down to where you have an option of being able to come in, like say you're just going to go do an event, right? And so you just want really good looking toes and something on your nails, and it's just for this weekend. If they all break off next week, it doesn't matter, because you're not going to keep them up anyway. Well, I like, oh, Charlotte said, I got an email saying it's coming to the UK that all therapists will need to be registered. Nice. Nice. Interesting. Very cool. So my thinking is that somebody would be able to come in and get an express full set done for $30. And I have a new addition on my menu called Good Looking Toes. And it is basically just a clip, file, and polish. And it only takes 15 minutes. So then somebody could, in theory, come in and spend 45 minutes in my salon and leave with nice looking toes, a full set of nails, and only have spent $45. And so I like having these different options. Everything on from $15 for good looking toes to my essential pedicure to my grand pedicure to I'll have my ultimate pedicure as soon as I get my new pedicure chair. But I don't have my ultimate pedicure on the menu right now. To, you know, and I can add shellac and I can add acrylic and I can add barefoot and I can do all kinds of stuff. So that there's something in there, and those pedicures start going 65, 75, 85, you know what I mean, on up. So there's something, yeah, it's better I get the money than a chop shop. Well, and that's the thing though, is it doesn't do us any good to talk to all of the clients and customers about finding a place that's licensed and safe and clean and all that, if they can't find anywhere to go to like that they can afford. And so, I've just decided, I've normally been more specialized at the higher end, and I just decided that I wanted to find a service that I could offer at a lower price point, but I could do so much faster that I could offer it at the lower price point. And Charlotte says, so much better for the client to feel safe, right? Totally. So yeah, just, you know, and then everything for nails from my, I'm going to do a Healthy Hands, manicure that is going to be only $15. And it's just going to be like file, cuticle work, just real basic. No polish, clear or buff. You know what I mean? For people who can't wear polish at work. So there's a lot of places like at Starbucks, you can't wear polish and work there. So they just don't go get their nails done at all. And instead they've got these raggy looking nails that they'd like to get a manicure, but they feel like it's not worth it going in and getting a $25 manicure when all they're going to do is wear is clear. So I'm adding a healthy hands manicure to my menu for $15, and then I'll have my essential manicure for $25, my grand manicure for $35, my essential shellac manicure is $35, my essential grand manicure is $45. That way all the way on up. So that way, there's something at every price point, and people can bring their teenage girls in before dances and they can get a set of nails done on them for $30, and then they can soak them off at home. Or if they're event nails and they're $30, they can, honestly, they would, with that base resin down, they would be able to break them suckers off and peel them off and not really do any damage to their nail. But because the back scratchers like glass glaze system and everything is so permeable with acetone, really it doesn't take long to soak those off. And so that's why even if we can get them to soak them off, and so that's just something to think about. I mean, these are all the processes that you think about when you're thinking about your service menu and your business and all that is, what kind of, I have a very, my salon's being remodeled to be a beach cottage kind of theme, and I play Jack Johnson, very chill music in the background, and I want it to be a place that you're just real comfortable. Charlotte, yeah, absolutely. Charlotte says you can sell them a kit for taking it off. Absolutely. I have ready to order my empty bottles, and I like to do empty bottles so that I can put acetone in it. So I have acetone kits, and then nourishing remover and other ones. So I have shellac nourishing remover kits. Yeah, same thing. I retail it for, I was retailing it for shellac. I don't have my retail stock up right now, but, and so, yeah, and that's the thing is that then if we can get these customers in to me, then when they want to spend more money or want something different, or I'm actually also going to add onto my service menu a 15-minute personal shopping consultation for free. So if somebody just wants to come in, yes, now that I've got my lovely cabinet, it will be lovely. So once I get my retail cabinet set up, I'm going to put a 15-minute personal shopping consultation on my menu for free so that people can come in and they can sit with me for a 15-minute consult, and I can retail them what they need to achieve their goals at home. And then that way it's not pressure trying to do it around another client, and they don't feel like they're interrupting somebody else's service. So I'm going to put that in there. And believe it or not, I'm actually going to do a Groupon. And I know that people in the past have had real problems with like the discount price shopper clients doing, right? Because I like the fact that I don't have to spend the money up front to advertise. So for example, I would have to kick out, if I wanted to reach that same number of customers, I would have to kick out close to $1,000 to reach out to that same number of customers. Well, if I do a Groupon and I put decent limits, you can't do it for home salons in the UK? Bummer. If I put decent limits on it, then I don't, and they have a new algorithm now with dynamic pricing. So remember, it used to hit and then we just get slammed and then everybody would want in and it was crazy. Well, it doesn't do that anymore. Now, the more they sell, the more they get offered and up. So it actually spirals up. It starts out kind of slow and spirals up. And I figured it out that with the right price points for the right services, that's back to that outlining my service menu again, with the right price points and the right services, I can get people in that I'm still making enough money over my cost per service to justify, like I'm making my cost per service and I am making some for my time, But I have found in the past that the majority, and I learned this when I worked at the spa where I had a lot of customers all the time. I had my regulars, but then I had a lot of semi-regulars, that most of the time, do you have Treatwell, Honda, Beauty, Nails, Hair specific? No, not here where I'm at anyway. But so that I find that in general, once I get someone in my chair, I always have them again. I only have to get them in my chair once, and it can even be for that 15 minutes or a half an hour, and then I'm their nail tech. And because I know that I have that, I just want to get them in my chair. And so this is a way for me to cast out a broad net to get outside of my small referral network of my existing, 40 clients or so without any cost of money up front. And so those will just go out, and I'm limiting it to one per customer with one additional that can be purchased as a gift. It's all about the rules and disclaimers, knowing going into it. If they no-show or they cancel with less than 24 hours notice, they forfeit their Groupon. If they nail art is extra and has to be booked at the time the service is booked. Gel polish removal is an extra charge and has to be booked at the time that the manicure is booked. Like, you just have to put an online booking only. I'm not booking a bunch of people. I don't have time for answering phones and returning phone calls and all that. I have an online booking system for a reason. So it has to be booked online at StyleSeat. It has to, So I have this like whole paragraph of like disclaimer policies that go with it so that I don't think I'm going to get the normal, anybody who's looking to just kind of like flake out or whatever because they were able to get a $17 shellac manicure is not going to be interested if they're going to flake out, I actually had them put in there gratuity not included. So people didn't just, that way they know if they are somebody who would like to tip, that's not included in that. So just lots of, I worked with a Groupon person who she went and looked at my website and she looked at my StyleSeat and we talked about my services and we talked about what I was wanting to get out of it. And we actually worked together to kind of craft what my offers are going to be. And so I'm really kind of excited about it. She's assured me that I'm not going to get slammed. If I do, they can shut it down. They can drop my caps like that, and then that's it. If I hit my cap and I just want to keep going, then when does it start? We're doing the paperwork. I told her I would email her this weekend so that she could get the final paperwork up on Monday. And then it will run until it hits its cap or until I pull it. So you can set the time frame. Is a secure system to book online. What about server crash? It's all cloud-based. My online booking is all cloud-based. And so it syncs across all my devices. I use a company called StyleSeat. So I would say that like almost all booking software used to be actual hardware software based in your computer, whereas just like with everything else, most of it's going to cloud computing now. And so I really like the cloud computing because it's backed up on their internal servers with like backup on its servers. So I haven't even had so much as, I think I had one glitch that StyleSeat just hated one of my clients and kept rebooking her standing appointments. When we would change them to a different one, it would put the new one in and keep the old one. So, let's see. And I use Timely that's cloud-based, so much better. Yeah, exactly. Timely. There you go. So yeah, like there's just, so I think everybody kind of got turned off to the Groupon thing because when they first started, they didn't really know what they were doing. Well, over the years, they've really had the ability to kind of hone this down. And just like with anything else with technology, they've changed their algorithms. They've changed the procedures for doing everything. Once The person I'm working with is an acquisition person. So, she and I have been working out these offers, but once my offers are actually in and the paperwork's in, I will go to an account manager. And from there on out, I'll have one person that I talk to about my account stuff, and future offers and stuff. So, we're going to put in an offer for my spray tanning, but not set it to launch for 2 months, so I have enough time to get the rest of my room set up, but I have more latitude in my offers, working with it at the setup rather than trying to add a different offer later. So, and I really appreciate that she told me that. So, may I ask, did you have to make an investment in Groupon? No. No, it's totally, you don't pay anything. It all comes out of, so the way it works is that you have your, like to set up, etc. Are we talking about Groupon or are we talking about StyleSeat? Maybe I should answer for both. No, I haven't paid for anything. I don't pay for any of that. I don't pay for anything in StyleSeat, even though it's a paid membership, because I can type all my email addresses into my own database and do email marketing for free. So I also don't do Constant Contact or any of that kind of stuff because I'm not paying extra money for something that I can sit down and type into Excel and do myself. Or make a group on my email. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that. But so, and yeah, with Groupon, yeah, it's no cost up front. So you have your full price and then you have your discounted price, which is generally about 50% or so. And then you get paid as your percentage of that price. Then if they use your ad and run it in promotional emails, there's a small, and I mean small, like I think it's like 10% maybe or something. It's a small fee that's called an acquisition fee that they deduct out because that sale came through a promo code from something they promoted. So that's how they get paid for that part. Which is fine because then I've got a whole team of people who are doing all that and I can just do nails. And because we're a service business, so like tomorrow, I have some openings in the afternoon. Now, granted, I'm going to do a whole bunch of things and I'm going to paint and work on furniture and all that kind of stuff. But those hours I have open tomorrow, I never get those hours back. Like, it's not like a stock that I can put up on the shelf and I can take down later and sell. Those hours, once they're gone, they're gone. That's part of the definition of a service business. And so my thoughts is that if nothing else, if Groupon is filling in all my holes in time that wouldn't have been filled anyway, then I'm making my cost per service plus a little something, plus I'm getting a client in my chair, and I didn't have to spend any money out of pocket for it in an hour that I wouldn't have been doing anything anyway. So, I feel like, it's not, of course, it's expensive. It's not like the ideal, but, I think that the way I have it set up, it'll work out all right. So I'll keep you guys posted as I always do. So yeah, that's what's going on in Michelle's nail world this week. I've got a coffee ground in my coffee. Yuck. So that's what's going on in Michelle's nail world this week. I finally had to take my polish out. But let me tell you, IBX and Dazzle Dry, look at that. Look at my nails. Plus, it gives you good marketing from word of mouth too, right? Look at my nails. That is IBX and Dazzle Dry for 2 weeks. So, the chrome look, so I get it from Lightwork Aesthetics in Alberta, Aura. Is that the chrome pigment powder? Oh, it's saying here too. Have you seen the chrome nails using powder on Facebook and Instagram? Would it be cosmetic grade and safe for nails? I know for sure the one that's coming from Emmy that Jennifer Worth has. She definitely said it's cosmetic grade, and I'm pretty sure that the one from Wildflowers that I saw is also cosmetic grade. I'm willing to bet they're probably coming from all basically the same distributor. That would be my guess because we're all getting it once. But yes, cosmetic grade. In fact, I've heard you can even use it for eyeshadow. Like, it's totally cosmetic grade. And so yeah, the one from Wildflowers I saw is shipping, I think, June 17th. And so I think on my next wildflower order, there will be some of that thrown in there, because that's what I was waiting for. The mirror effect gel and all that kind of stuff and the chrome stuff and everything, that's great. But I really like brushing pigments into gel polish or mixing them into gel and those kind of things. And that's what I was looking for. So it's really pretty. That's really exciting. Yeah. Just gonna do some salon stuff tomorrow, and yeah, I guess that's it. So yeah, so you guys, if yeah, I mean, if you look at both of my hands, look at my nails. Like, I was gonna put my enhancements back on, and then new gel when cured it smells like chocolate cherry. That's interesting. So I was going to put my enhancements back on, but I think tomorrow I'm just going to do another IBX treatment, and I may gel polish them. I don't know, just so that I can get through a really busy work week without trashing them. But yay, because I've just got a lot of stuff to do this week. But look how nice those are. I'm telling you, there's something to be said for promoting good natural nail care stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. So pardon my tardiness today, guys. Yeah, I had to go hang with the Rain Girl and watch her graduate, and then we went to lunch and gave her graduation present. And so yeah, that's now, no offense to you guys, but I'm seriously thinking that I may take a nap. And then, because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, for those of you who saw, I was up recording late. I think I might take a nap, and I think I might sit and eat popcorn that I know I shouldn't eat, with lots of buttery stuff on it that I know I shouldn't eat, and watch Disney movies and just check out. I think that's what I might do. So that might be my plan for the day. I will send huge congrats to Rain from you, Charlotte, and all of the gang. And the next time I can pin her down, I'll get her on camera with me. So make sure that you go check out universityofnails.com. Please make sure that you go like the Nails Over Coffee and University of Nails Facebook pages. And yeah, please make sure you go do all of those things. And if you get sick of your weekend without having me in it, there's 280 some odd videos in archive on YouTube at youtube.com/nailsovercoffeearchive. And I can't stand to go back and watch the old ones, but you guys have at it. Something about watching yourself on camera from before. Can't do it. All right, guys. Well, toodaloo. Toodaloo. Yeah, there'll be no rest for the weekend other than today. So tomorrow I gotta crank it up. Lots of salon stuff. So big love. Big love. I'm hugging you from afar. Peace. Love. Nails. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel, 2 p.m. Pacific. Thanks for joining me.